here I am in Photo Workflow, and I thought I'd do a little tutorial video on how to set up the booking system, as it's one of the more advanced things as you get going. There's a lot of things to set up, a lot of things to get in place, but I thought I'd go through some of the starter bits here so you could at least get the nuts and bolts in place ready to start taking bookings online. So I've set up this fake account for Mauricio Testingo. It's just a test thing that I'm going to use to demonstrate some of the features. So if we come across to booking, the first thing you need to do is set up some services. So let's do some services. So headshots, let's keep it really simple. Duration, let's say it's a 2-hour session. Let's say it's £200 with a deposit of £50. Free retouches, Mauricio likes to give 3 free retouches with each of his headshot shoots. Price list, let's just put it on default price list for now. Make sure you do that. Description, my 2-hour portrait session for actors. And none of that matters. Don't worry about any of this QuickBooks stuff here, that's not important. Now, the thing that is really important, make sure you do scroll down here. I found the best way for everyone to be able to kind of build their own schedule as accurately as possible is to do this. So you make sure it's clicked on one, and then you come here. Oh, we're going to add this service here first actually. So you've got that. So you've added the service. Now go back to edit, and now you'll be able to add some slots. So let's say we want to do, it's a 2-hour session, so you need to make sure these slots are 2 hours long. So from 10 until 12, we'll add that in on a Monday. And let's say he wants then lunch, and then 1 till 3. So he's got 2 slots on a Monday. We'll take Tuesday, Wednesday off. Let's say we just do an afternoon on Thursday. So let's say we do 2 till 4. These are all in 24-hour clocks. So this takes a few minutes. Just build up your schedule for the week, and we'll just do one more. I'm going to make a little mistake here just so I can show you. So it's a 2-hour slot, but I'm going to show you what happens if you make the slot longer than 2 hours. So we'll make it 10 till 12:30. I'll add that, and that should all be fine. Let's just go back to services. We'll update that. Headshots is still there. Let's check it's all still in place. All those details are there, and all the slots are there. So that's great. So on the business setup tab here, this is where you set some more details about your business. These are the opening hours that you can set, but I would personally ignore those and do it in the way I showed you before in the first step of setting the time slots for each service. I think you can be way more accurate and specific about how you want to manage your bookings that way. Booking questions, you'll see in a minute when I show you the front page. These are some things you can ask people at the time of booking to collect information. That you have to turn them on, so you could turn on here and say, for instance, where did you train? Or you might want to say, what are your character types? And then you can turn this on and off, request a recent headshot, so you can ask them to upload a profile picture when they're booking, and you can turn this on and off. So I'll explain more in future videos, but they can select agents from your list of agents at that time of booking and link their agent directly to the session, but that's optional. Template text, I changed those, yeah, update those. Template. So these are all emails and welcome texts that you can change to make your own little stamp. So it's very, very simple here. So you can update this text and make sure you hit that update in the bottom corner. iCal. So you're obviously probably going to want your calendars on your phones and on your desktop apps. So you can copy this URL and add it to your calendar. I'll do a future video on how to add calendar subscriptions, but that will be your personal URL. If you want to create a booking PDF to give them some details about where to come, what to bring, how to prepare for their session, you can do that, and that will get added to all of the booking emails. And some general settings here. So delete unpaid sessions, this is quite important. So if someone books in and they don't pay their deposit, you can turn this on so that after however many hours, I like to say 2 hours, if they haven't completed that payment part of the process, that will delete their booking from your diary, which is good because you don't want loads of unpaid bookings clogging up your diary with no-shows. Future bookings, so you can limit how many days in advance you would like clients to be able to book. So you might only want to work a month ahead, so you could put 30 days in there. Client reschedule, you can allow your clients to change their bookings themselves, but you can also limit how far in advance they can do that so people don't change it the night before the shoot. Auto-complete orders, don't worry about that too much, that's a very specific little setting. And session moves allowed, this kind of relates back to client reschedule. If you want to be able to let them reschedule their sessions, how many times do you want them to be able to reschedule it? So that's some settings there. And that's kind of it. Let me show you quickly what the diary looks like. It's going to be blank at the moment. So this is your diary page at a glance, and you can book time off. So say you wanted to book someone in, or you wanted to book some time off work, you can put this block, and you can put like dentist appointment from 10 until 12. And that will mean that no one can book that period of time from the front end of the booking system. Front end booking portal for Mauricio here. You get your own URL, which I can give you if you haven't already got it, for the booking system. So this is where you would direct your clients to. I found the easiest way to do it is just on your own website, create like a book, or book here button or something like that, or a page. And when they click that, you just do an off-site link, so that directs them to this URL, so it leaves your website to come here to make the booking. So this is logo, this is a banner you can adapt, this is the intro text that you can elaborate on a bit. So this is that session we created earlier on, so you can click that. You can click the date you want to book. So if you see here on Mondays, it has a couple of slots because we've created 2 slots on the Monday. On the Wednesday, it just has the 1. And on a Friday, you'll see how I made the slot too long. This is when it can start to get a little bit messy if you don't keep your slots tight. That sounds rude, but if you don't keep your sessions neat, should I say. So instead of booking 10 to 12, or you can see it's too long here. Ideally, you want 10 to 12 or then 12 to 2. So we'll pick a slot, continue through, and this is where you can create a client. So Fred, I don't know, Dunbar, Scottish actor coming in. freddyd@gmailerx.com. This is just a rubbish email. You can use that. Don't need the address really for this test. And so you can see here the questions that we created. You can fill those in. You can select an agent. There's no agents here yet, but as Mauricio builds up his agent list, you can select one from there to link them to the gallery. Agree to terms and conditions, that's a little pop-up there. I think I might have missed that before. Let's just see, business setup. Oh, it's in this template text, terms and conditions, you can build that there. So when they've done all that, this is where they can upload a photo. Let's see if I've got one to hand. There we go, Freddie's looking good. And then we will go to pay with Stripe. You need to link to your Stripe account beforehand, and then you would go through, I changed that a second ago so we could do a test if we needed to, but that would obviously read the deposit, pay with Stripe, that would go through the Stripe payment process. And we should see now, if we come to the diary, if we look for Freddie, he's in the diary here. But he's red because we haven't paid that deposit yet on this page. So when someone does go through the deposit payment, that will then change colour and won't say deposit due. You can then drag stuff around, and it says, do you want to email the client with new booking details? You can say OK, and that will send them an updated booking email. Yeah, if you wanted to book someone manually into the booking system, say someone was struggling with the front end, or just didn't want to use the front end, you can click on any time slot. You can do new client, so same way we could do Freddie Trevbar. Don't know where these names are coming from. Oh, Trevory Bar. .com is just rubbish emails again. So that creates another client. So that's the new client there. We're going to give him that same service. We're going to add the service, and then we could at that point send that client a request for a deposit. So they would still go, that would send them an email with a deposit link in it, and they would still go through Stripe to pay the deposit. So yeah, that's how you start building up. These won't say deposit due if you book them in manually, because we don't want them to get deleted from the diary. Anything that you book in manually will always be in the diary, whether you've requested the deposit or not. Anything that comes in from the front end will look like this until it's paid. This is a way you can quickly block out days in your diary without having to do them by creating those blocks that I showed you earlier. So if, say for instance, 27th, 28th, 29th, wanted 3 days off, so you didn't want anyone to be able to book those days. If we're looking at your diary now, if we scroll forward, see there's slightly grayer. That means that you've put them in as a quick block. So that means that the front end wouldn't be able to book those. So if we refresh this, actually, we can just double check. So let's try and book something on the 27th, 28th. You can see they're all blocked out, so that limits that. And the final step, just to show you how I link from my website to the booking portal. This is my homepage. I built my website in Squarespace and just added within the menus a button called Book, and that is like an off-site link. So when I click this, it goes to the URL I mentioned before, and they're now on the photo workflow domain, but with my extension, and this is my booking portal. So this is the text that I've updated here. These are all the services I offer, so people can click through as I showed you before. So I hope that's a good starter on the booking system. There may be little things that I've missed, but I think you can at least get your services built up, linking to your portal, and do some test bookings there. Make sure you've got Stripe set up properly. If you need any help with any of that, let me know.